everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Eras mod. Last time around, we managed to siege out, or I guess finalize the siege of Belgrade. So we took the Balkans, and with the Catalonians' aid, we were able to retake Catalonia. And we also fought the British in a naval battle where we were successful and we won. One thing that I didn't mention in that is one of the ships that we did capture from the British was HMS Nelson. It was the biggest ship on the enemy side and I was able to capture it. It is the equivalent to the Majestic that we lost in the battle. So that's pretty important, the fact that we took HMS Nelson. I'd say that's a pretty good victory. What I intend to do today... Actually, before we go any further, I should introduce the latest membership unit, which is... Why is it a ship model? Auckland's Fusiliers. I set it up as a competition that I had hidden some Mountain Blade Warband footage in one of my cinematics, and I was actually really surprised how fast you guys found it. I don't think the video hadn't been up that long before someone was able to figure it out. The idea I had behind it was kind of, you know, I'm gonna have tons of people re-watching a bunch of my videos, but damn, you guys are fast. So Auckland's Fusiliers it is. So I thought, because actually what I thought was the reason why they're in Sul's army is because I felt like Hall's Marines, another one of those sort of raffle or competition units, felt a bit lonely. I thought, because he was the only other membership unit in that, or no membership, but named unit, I should say. The other named unit in the army. So now there's two of them. We've got a Fusilier, Auckland's Fusiliers, and then Hall's Marines in this army. With that, we're back to the planning here. So, what I want to do for this episode is kind of a surprise, because... well, there's two things. So we'll start with the things that I had already planned ahead of time, which is we're going to do a maneuver here where we get the Polish onto Sardinia, and I'm going to hope to bring in the army that I've recruited also in Corsica. Really, this was a small defensive force just to give it a little bit of resistance if the Sardinians actually decided to land here. They never did, so... we actually have the Trilliers of Corsica and a number of Fusiliers, so I think will help out with the Polish army. Then I had thought perhaps to do something here against the British. However, as we can now see all the full stacks, so we got one here and then two here, and then one of them pushed through, seemingly going for Gibraltar. So causing a lot. The British are causing a lot of trouble for me here. The thing is, though, I feel like I would probably have to, if I'm going to show all of this, I'll probably have to spend an entire episode just specifically on this, and specifically on this battle then, where we have two armies against one. So I think we're going to hold off on that. So what we're going to do is the maneuver here, and then for the second one, which is a little bit of surprise, came as a surprise to me myself as well, as I was looking around and I just happened to click on Budapest, realizing that one turn away from building a castle. One turn away. We need to stop this from them to building a castle, because that's going to impede our chances of taking the region. However, as you can see, there's a lot of Austrians all around here. So we're gonna have to bring up reinforcements as soon as possible. So Davout will be moving in, as the Italian army is quite small. They desperately need reinforcements. Now we do have some here, but it's all light troops. One of the problems with the Italian army, as I learned as we fought those Austrians that were here, is that I underestimated the Austrians here a little bit. Them putting out 19 infantry and 1 small cannon in an army, it seemed to me like a done deal that I was going to be able to steamroll them because they didn't have enough cannons or cavalry or anything to protect themselves. When they put just infantry in an army, they come up to 5,000 men. So that was kind of a lot, because the Italian army has way too many skirmishers and special units and so on. They only have 2 units that are numbering at the sort of the highest level here of 262 men. So that leaves this army at about 2,500 men when it's at full strength, compared to 5,000 men. So we did have a little bit of a struggle here, but eventually I was able to win and completely destroy all those 5,000 men. So that was good. So we have cleared out all the Austrians on this side at least. Unfortunately though, I'm not able to control all the territory here, and Austrians were able to pull through, and they moved down and they've burned the small arms factory that I was going to rebuild into a supply depot. The thing though is a little bit deceptive here, because you can only see 4 units, but I did notice that during the end turn they did move a full stack and hid it up here in the mountains. So I'm kind of thinking the enemy is setting up to have us move out of the defense here to go and strike them here, but then an ambush appears from the mountains. We're not going to take the bait. Instead we're going to strike at the enemy and cut them off. So we're going to cut these guys off instead of them sort of cutting us off by controlling this road. With that, I think we're going to go ahead and start with the maneuver, which is going to be the most important thing. So we're going to go ahead and get the Polish army onto the ships here. And we're going to go ahead and send it over to Sardinia. Right, so they have a small force here. I don't want to come into immediately contact with the enemy. I can land them here, which puts me as close as I can. But I'm thinking we're going to land in the north. Because, I mean, the island's so small, I can land probably anywhere and we'll be able to march with ease against the capital. So we're going to go ahead and land here. A little bit dangerous because the landing process means that the ships are now stationary and they won't be able to... I can't port them, which means that the Sardinians can bring in their fleets all around to try and strike us, and this is the weaker fleet with all the frigates. We do have 1 ship of the line here, a French 74 gun. However, we want to move these guys as well, right? And so we just finished rebuilding rebuilding Neptune, which was lost earlier, and the other ships here. Neptune was the only other named ship that I had rebuilt earlier. I think I've rebuilt one of the other previous, or that was perhaps earlier. Maybe I've already pushed that one into action. We have Austerlitz. It's a bit strange when it's a special ship, but it's still, the game still gives it an additional one. I am building these 74 gun ships with carronades. The British used some in the last battle we had down here. The problem with the carronade ships is range. However, once you actually get into range, they are devastating. And I think you would be able to use a tactic where you use the bigger ships to go in front and soak up a lot of the fire as you initially approach, and then you can have the carronade ships on the other side, and then once the opportunity is given, they will go in between the line and strike the enemy. But we're going to bring these ships then we're gonna bring them to port. And we're gonna get all these troops onto the ship. Good. The important thing here is, of course, we've got the enemy navy right here, so we don't want to go this way around. We want to go this way. And then we land the second force. And now also the navy in this area becomes a lot more sizable. And the amount of troops becomes hopefully enough to scare the enemy from making a direct attack. I'm thinking here, though, it could very well be that the enemy is keeping troops hidden in the forested area around the mountains. The walls of the citadel is quite formidable. Now the Polish army has these two guns, which I believe are 12-pounders. The firepower is 40. I could actually check that. Let's see, where do we have? Napoleon has... Firepower is 40, or is that 40 for all guns? We have smaller guns here. Now 40 would be equivalent of 12-pounders, I'd say. So that's pretty good. I'm very likely to break through the walls, though. Better to siege them out, if we have the time. Right. Time for Napoleon to strike. I'm thinking we'll move up the Vaux already. And I want to see just how far he can march. Okay, so he can barely march into enemy territory. I guess he'll take over the bridge for now. And then we'll have Napoleon now strike right through. And, oh, okay. 8,000 men. I wonder here, though, if it could be that I could be able to strike and destroy the first army so quickly that the others would not be able to join. Quite a bit Hungarian troops compared to Germans, as we normally fight. What's the difference? Seemingly nothing. Actually, the Hungarians have slightly better melee stat, but it's like 1 point here or there, so it's not huge difference. I guess the tactic I will be going for, because now we end up in a bigger battle than I thought it would be. But I guess my plan will be to strike the first army and try and completely destroy it as quickly as possible, making it so that I win the battle before the rest of the reinforcements even arrive. Which I've already said, so let's just get on with it, shall we? Unfortunately for me, there's a big town which is going to hinder me to go ahead and take control of this. The town is in fact very big. I'm not entirely sure what this is doing here in Hungary. But yeah, here it is. God knows why. But I mean, this thing is cool as shit. The fact that they've that he's put this in the mod. And it would be very scenic if this actually was Moscow, but this isn't Moscow. There's actually quite a few houses here that are kind of sort of Eastern European style. The interesting thing here is this house, which you can actually get into. I'm not entirely sure if you actually get into these windows, because it looks like you still have sort of the old building down here. But that's pretty darn cool. It makes for some really cool buildings on this map, but that's not really what we're on about for today. But as a feature on a map, that's really cool. Right, my plan will be to kinda be standoffish with the enemy, trying to get them to maneuver like they often do into just a cluster, which I will be able to surround and then destroy. And if I'm not able to do that and destroy it sort of all at once, like that, we'll have to face the consequences of an additional 5,000 men joining the battle. We're starting off with a bombardment directed at the enemy's artillery. We start by immediately taking out one of their guns, and it looks like it was Tunai who fired first. So Tunai's expert gunners are able to take out one of the enemy guns immediately. In response, the Austrians bounce shots and hits Napoleon's bodyguard. That cavalry unit is going straight for the guns, and I don't like that. Currently they're firing on this tirailleur unit, which should hold fire and wait for the enemy to get even closer. This could screw up the entire battle as of already. Or they were hiding kind of in a dead ground there. Tunai is able to punish them though. Alright, the unit is discovered. Fire, damn you! Fire! The Austrian cavalry is sent away. Problem is, of course, as the unit is destroyed, it will now call on reinforcements. As soon as you guys are ready, we've got Austrian Uhlans riding back and forth in front of the guns any day now. Why is Tunai so much faster? Now there's no point in firing there. Fire for the guns, fire for the guns. Yeah, you're about to hit our own. Oh yeah, one thing, really important thing, which I completely forgot about, is I have a huge advantage against all other nations currently. I am the only nation, as far as I know, at least the ones that I'm warring against, or the ones that I decided to check, I am the only one that now has percussion-capped muskets. Which means that the rate in which misfires happen has been reduced. I was a bit worried there that my general's gonna get hit. That means that our misfire rates is reduced by 50%, which is huge. I've seen troops misfire 3 times in a row. Now that's going to be reduced by 50%. The enemy is going to still have those problems with the troops not being able to fire, which means we're going to be able to lay down so much more fire on the enemy than they on us. We have actually destroyed tons of their guns, to the point that I'm starting to question if, Tunai on his own just decided, you know what, I'm gonna break these bastards. They were moving forward, which is their own bloody fault, but you know, Tunai, I don't know, the amount of points, I guess, for his gun crew is so high that they're reloading, I feel like, so much faster than the one on the right. Oh, we're starting to loot cavalry. That's unnecessary for Draghi Shen to lose close to 10 men on that. It's quite unnecessary. I'm really waiting for the enemy to start engaging on this side. Yep, we already have enemy reinforcements turning up behind us. Cavalry will turn that way. I will order... let's see. Nick and Mattia to turn around and face the enemy reinforcements, while the other 3 battalions of Old Guard will move forward. We'll have both the heavy cavalry will be moving to intercept the Austrian Chevaliers. So there goes my plan right out the window immediately. We are stuck in a fight of trading fire along the line. It's not going to work out in the long run. The Lancers, Gipilu, is going to be ordered around and go after the Lifeguard Battalion, which is currently hammering my Dutch troops. Even more enemy heavy cavalry coming in. Not very good, not very good at all. I'm actually stop here. I'm not looking to fight this fight as of yet. I don't want to engage across the entire line. That is not my intention. Are the guns not firing? They were ready to fire, so yeah, they were not firing. Lancers come around. Oh! We have suffered heavy casualties all along this line. Oh shit, are they... They were ready to open fire there upon us a little bit. This does not turn out good right now. This does not look good at all. My heavy cavalry is fighting all of these. We have an opportunity here. Hold fire with the guns. And I'm going to pounce through with the Mamluks to strike here. The Lancers should disengage. It's not good to be in a prolonged fight as they are right now. And the Mamluks will strike and get through all the light infantry. And then the 2 gun batteries will now turn on this side. Right, we've got 2 Old Guard ready to plug the gap back there. I have lost too many of my heavy cavalry, unfortunately. Not catastrophic losses, but still way too much. Guns just eviscerated the Grenzers on this side. Turn to this side. Right, the enemy marched into our fire here, which is good. We got the first shots off there. Right, they've got another cavalry coming up. No, it's horse artillery. Right, we will march. We will march and plug that gap as it presents itself. So the line is now holding. Oh shit. My Mamluks either shot by enemy muskets or just very unfortunate. Hold. Oh, they're not within canister range yet, are they? The Mamluks did survive. I'll order them to chase. Give chase. Unfortunately, they broke. That gun is going to be a problem. Oh, the Lancers are getting fired upon. The Lancers, I mean, against the guard unit, I can understand that they weren't able to break that one. I'm hoping we'll do better here. The problem is, of course, if this one's going to continue to shoot at us as we go in for the charge here. I want to feel like we put the enemy unit in between us and them. Fire on the units here crossing. There's very little enemies up this side now. Hold fire as of now. Strike this one. Oh, we got enemies coming in here now. Rattle the line. I will order an advance, actually. Alright, the lances, they're breaking them up. Hold fire here. It's not march too close. We're all over the place now. Alright, the lances have broken them up quite thoroughly. But now I want them to leave. Alright, in the woods you should be safe. And then these 3 units really close to the enemy here. I want all batteries focusing in on these Hungarians. Fix your line, the 93rd setting up. Alright, firing that close, breaking them up. The lances, unfortunately, I will press you and I will press you hard. We will move them again off to the right to strike the enemy. Currently, we are receiving fire over here. We're not concentrating both units though, which I need to do. Draggy Chen will be moved. I think they're moving the gun, so I will be moving you to prepare an attack there. I feel like the light infantry I could probably hold. I'm gonna move all the guards now. Okay, the lances are desperately needed now. Okay, there's a risk of us shooting the 93rd. Right, once again, the lance is very tired, but they get another attempt at the enemy life guard. Move forward to stop the fire as we go. Right, cavalry, strike that. Let's form actually more defensively back here. The lances struck and they took them down. Go through the rear and kill them. High risk of high losses here for the flankers. As the enemy is setting up to fire, yes, unfortunately. Heavy losses, but at the same time, the enemy is receiving high losses. And it's time for us to do our return fire. And the Hungarians broke under that. The Lancers have cleaned up the field. These 2 units will advance. Move through and kill those. Light, go ahead and deal with that. Oh, you're not even facing the right direction. As there's no targets really, I will order the 2. Let's make sure to support the squares here. And the lancers to keep hounding the troops here. The 2 lights should be able to deal with this. I'm gonna turn the guns to face the enemy that's coming on here. Shit, you've been fired upon. God damn it. Been paying attention at the wrong areas. Too late. They are unfortunately running. Let's bring in guards. Gonna have the guard brigade set up here. Soon enough the guard brigade will be supported by cannon fire. And I will bank on the fact that the enemy coming through here will just take too long really to get into position to mount anything effective against me. Let's go back to this side. Unfortunate there with Draggy Chen. Actually what we'll do is we'll set up, I guess we can set up on this side of the road to pull back further. This guy is constantly chasing us. I'll have to turn this guy around. Actually drop into line and start dealing with that bastard. Guns turned around. Set up to fire. Heavy cavalry pulled back. Oh, they rallied here. The lancers are completely exhausted though. I don't think the enemy here can put up much against us in the long run. And with the fact that we do have percussion cap now, means that we are able to, you know, more of our shots actually work. And we will be breaking them. Alright, there's a light coming up here. You will move to that, and you will move to aid the guards. Alright, let's see about setting up for a heavy cavalry charge. Break through this. How have we not broken you yet? Oh, you're focusing on the completely wrong side, aren't you? Since the heavy cavalry will strike here first, here's the target to focus on. And the enemy is broken here. We got one behind the huge domes. We'll still have to have some troops facing this way. I wonder though. Alright, let's cover the attack by bombarding this guy in the back. Heavy cavalry ready to go in. Finally, the enemy was broken over here, which means that you can turn. And the lights can go in. And the heavy cavalry can now go in, join the fight. And the old guard can advance. Yeah, it's a risk here. They're firing from back here onto my heavy cavalry, which is not great. I'm gonna order them to push through and kind of break up the enemy formation. And hopefully that will give my infantry time to set up. Okay, my infantry is about to set up. Heavy cavalry needs to get out of there. As soon as these start to fire, I imagine we're gonna see high casualties on the enemy. Gonna get the lights into that. Heavy cavalry made it out. Quite heavy losses, unfortunately.
Our men are running,
who's running? The lights over here. The lifeguard force. God damn it. The only thing within close response is my lancer. I'm gonna set them like that. All my troops are very tired at this point. Been marching, force marching back and forth across the battlefield. I do have the heavy cavalry, but they're also tired. But they can move in, unnerve this unit, or sort of set it to face this way, and that is when I order in the lancers. My cannons constantly harassing and bombarding these guys. Okay, let's see. Heavy cavalry is coming. It's very tired. And currently the lancers are out of view of the enemy. Looks like they might be going for my guns though, which could be unfortunate. Maybe I'll try and rally the lights. Ordering the heavies. Conduct a charge. The enemy responds. Now it's the time for the lancers. The heavies on their own will actually break it. But the lancers will join in for the fun anyways. Actually, going further with the light unit here gets them into our own cannon range. Alright, Napoleon. I don't think I'm gonna waste a rally on those guys. Cavalry will set up and rest. Okay, we've got a unit coming in. We kind of need the cavalry actually to break the units that are coming in here. Napoleon will move over there to join the troops and make sure that they keep fighting. The enemy is pushing hard here. Which I don't really get. Because they're gonna lose tons of men going up against the old guard here. Absolutely destroyed in front of the old guard. Here though, I think we have a problem. Because this is kind of fighting it on its own in a way. So we'll move back towards the woods. Take shelter there. Okay, we're fighting here now. Forcum is taking heavy fire. We'll order the units back. I am able to level more fire from more units onto them, and the fact that I have percussion capped again, oh sorry, is quite the advantage still. Question is now, should I turn one of the guns to face this way? Because otherwise there's a risk that we get overwhelmed here. We have the this is really the weaker side. And I think in the end we will suffer here. Both the cavalry units are winded. It might be time to move back for a more closer support. To actually be closer to each other. Could be what I'm thinking right now. Yeah, Forcum is losing a lot of men. Lancers is ready for actions again. We'll move them into action. The commander rides out way ahead of his troopers. Just through fire alone, we won't be able to break the Austrians. But now as the Lancers come in, the tired Austrian unit quickly gets overrun. Meanwhile, we're repositioning here. Damn. Line upon line upon line of Austrians. I think we need to fire probably on the units further back to get some bounces through that. Alright, the Austrians broken. Luckily for me, the rest here are not pushing. Sorry. No, the Lance is gonna have a hell of a lot of kills at the end of this battle. So now, as the enemy that's coming from behind us, or from the town, are no longer pursuing us particularly hard, it's gonna give me opportunities to focus on this side instead. What I feel like need to do is I need to get these guys set up and ready to fire before I halt this guy. And also recalling the lancers and then moving them over with the heavy cavalry to this side to start the fight there. We've been bouncing shots through all of these, but it could be advisable. Actually, fire on these. You will fire on the ones that are fighting. I guess they heard me because they're moving back towards me again. 3 of them will be enough to actually break through, but I'm thinking here, if I put them far back in the woods, all the shots, it will be a lot of noise in this area, but not a lot of like actual action or movements to take place. Oh, they are lining up. They're making a line back here now. Okay, time for you to stop because the enemy is now focusing the fire on the light troops. I have a good chance of actually breaking this one before it actually comes into fight. Got everything under control. There's a slight advantage for the enemy right now. Just notice this one could potentially be a good target. Heavy cavalries come in. Alright, let's try and deploy them here. Let's see about smashing the enemy. The thing is also, now I realized I did not put on unlimited timer, but then again I didn't think I was going to be fighting a prolonged battle like this. Okay, cannon shots are coming in. Redirect, guns. Unit breaks ahead of the cavalry charge. Cavalry is making sure that they don't come back. Let's wheel these units to better face the ones that are coming on. And I'll put you actually towards reserve. Or possibly even move into aid on this side, actually. I need some stronger units on this side. Even though the unit that I am currently moving over isn't particularly strong in its as it is currently. Cavalry unit has completely run them down. Problem with me wasting some of my cavalry early in the fight, or not wasting, but the problems we had with redirect your fire. Focus in and break that guy. They're sending 2 on the wide flank over there. Okay, they're about to come into contact here. They're going heavily towards this flank, which allowed these to move in quickly on that side. The lances are fresh. Back onto this side then. Heavy cavalry will hold right here. I'm not entirely sure why the Austrians aren't committing their entire force, but maybe they know that if I don't break them all, I lose. So they are so the enemy is playing for time. Okay, the fighting has started here. Currently it's only Forcum that is fighting. So we'll move forward the others. If we play this well, we might be able to break all of them here. And then the lances. They're continuously marching around this side. I will not be able... God damn it, you came back. We're gonna have to pull back further. With the enemy coming on our flank here. We're gonna have to pull... We're gonna pull back everything now. Okay, push hard because you're now coming under fire. Lancers need to go in. Yeah, they're starting to flank us here. Move back. We're gonna have to move far back now. There's a risk here that the lancers get fired upon. But at this range, I don't think these guys are going to do much damage. And I think we've done plenty of damage on these troops. And when the lancers go in, they smash both units. Okay, I think should be more of a focus on this flank than on this. Okay, the lancers got stuck. They do not have really what's needed. Given the amount of troops they've already killed, though, I wouldn't really blame them. And as the fire opens up, the units are broken. But now we got heavy fighting around this area, where I will redeploy these three to deal with the flank. He's going after the lancers. The lancers will then try to move out of danger. Napoleon will move back more towards safety. Thin out the line. You are fresh but concerned. You can bring down the flank there. Here's gonna be this is gonna be an important fight where Napoleon needs to go. Okay, they're fighting over here. You will move to join that. The lancers will be heading towards the center. High risk of break among the smaller units here. Okay, heavy cavalry, go around. Smash these. As they do, you will turn. Good chances fight there. Napoleon has arrived. He will inspire the guard. We're holding off these for now. Right, the heavy cavalry done their part over there. We're breaking this unit right here. Hold fire. The lancers go through the lights. It's a high risk here. Cannons will hold fire. Heavy cavalry will strike here. Lancers. Good hit. Go through. Right, we've got breaks all over the place. The cavalry's breaking up the units. You will fire on that. We've got one unit that's retreated back there. Pull back. Reorganize the line. Guard. Come through. Set up right there. Oh, there's not a lot of lancers or heavy cavalry left, but they will do it, and they're chasing them off. Let's go a little bit harder here on this unit. Down to 80 grenadiers of this unit. The Lancers still have 41 men. The heavy cavalry will continue here. The Lancers will go after the enemy. Guard unit just joined in there. Risky. Oh, yes. Come on. I think you can do it. Yes. Break them. Focus in on that. I think the Lancers can just go through all of this. High risk of friendly fire here as they go through and start eating up the enemy units in the back. Oh, you've rallied. Question is, will the heavy cavalry be enough to break that? Lancers got stuck on the enemy grenadiers. Okay, march up, march up. Follow these. Heavy cavalry. Feels like I'm moments away from victory. Oh, the Lancers did it! Make sure that they don't come back. Heavy cavalry though, they're down to 17 men. They did it. They did it here. There's one unit left. It's this one right here. Napoleon, come over here. Broke! Yes! I think we bloody well did it. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we just bloody well did it. God damn it. Screw these Austrians fools. This fort project is now over. We stand victorious. But at what cost? Another one of these victories, and I'm done. We deployed 3,400 men. We ended up losing 2,000, leaving 1,300 men left to defend whatever's left. The enemy deployed 3 times as many troops as me. 9,000, where of which 7,000 roughly still remain on the field. The Austrians, after the battle, has 2,000 men. Highest kills, no surprise, goes to the Lancers, almost 1,939. Followed Imperial Guard at 520, followed by the 5th Heavy Cavalry at 514. Then we have another Guard unit here at 400 and so on, and you can go through. It's hard because I can't really see which units are which. I'm surprised though that I didn't have more break and leave. We had a lot of units down at very low numbers. Wonderful though. We stopped them from building the fort and completely routed all the enemies. The problem here is that I will not be able to reinforce Napoleon, and so the risk any sort of counterattack by the Austrians will destroy him. Unfortunately for the Austrians though, I've got a trick up my sleeve. Now, I had not really planned on continuing releasing vassal nations because what I saw with Portugal, and the fact also that the happiness that I'm currently able to produce for my kingdom is so bloody high that even, you know, I could peacefully occupy any capital really and just leave it with nothing and it would hold. Like currently, I guess we're so bloody popular. However, we're gonna go ahead and liberate the Hungarians because that's the meta way of dealing with this and saving Napoleon from utter destruction and his army. So I will go ahead and liberate Hungary, and in so doing forcing all the Austrians out. All Denmark? Denmark's army right next to Blucher? Huh. Right. It's a bit cheating. We just cleared out the Hungarian plains in one battle. But I think I'm worth that. I'm worth that. I fought an army 3 times my size, coming from 2 directions, and I bloody well did it. I won. God damn it. So I think I deserve that. 2nd Battalion. I was a little bit annoyed that this one's called 2nd Battalion. The others aren't called anything. Nick's got great stats. Mattia, of course, came along later, so not as good stats. They will be reduced, though, as so many numbers need to be replaced in those forces. New nation arises. God, have I ever loved the Hungarians. But I do now. Right, I feel like this battle was long enough, and I'm not going to drag it out any further. Next time around, either the British will force me to fight them in Madrid, or we will fight the Sardinians in Sardinia for once. And with that, I will say as I always say. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.